takes TikToks. Cursed. Gynecologist? Whatever you call this. Romance movie. I got no idea what we're gonna get here. I'm expecting the worst. That's by Marc Insco. I'm expecting the worst. I'm just blatantly expecting the worst to happen. You should also please consider liking and subscribing. Otherwise, the worst might happen to you. Anyways, apple juice sure is nice, isn't it? Good choice. Yeah, the blood of your brethren tastes nice. Yum, 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 yum. Anyways, we're going in. It's gonna be scary. Here we go.
Folks, I consider it my sworn duty to protect you from the lowbrow brain rot that's sweeping over this dying planet. In a time when AI slop is on the rise, I consider it my sworn duty to deliver you strictly human-made slop. I am a brain rot connoisseur.
Brain rot connoisseur. I prefer boobs, but anyways. Here's the thing with the brain rot on TikTok. Most of it, you know, you can say like that weird shit at times is brain rot, right? You could say that, right? You know what is actually brain rot? Like pure absolute brain rot, you know what is? Gender war and political content on TikTok. Because these people don't know what they're talking about. These people genuinely don't know what they're talking about. Especially TikTok feminists. Because they're not, their experience, their data is their lived experience. It is crazy. They are actually, it's like, ugh. It's just horrible. It is.
Of sorts, a slop sommelier. And today I have something truly special for you, something we offer only our most highly valued guests. Please, sir, madam, take a look at our most finest vintage, When My Ex Becomes My Gynecologist. Now, I've gotten a bunch.
When my ex becomes my gynecologist. That sounds like something Quan Mills would write. Anyways, my mom's baby daddy is my gynecologist.
Of ads for this thing on TikTok. Perhaps you have as well.
Are your periods irregular?
Yeah, how did you know that?
Your skin is...
Why would you... Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Guys, remember, this slop, this is specifically tailored to women consuming this slop. Let's not deny it. Let's not deny it. This is what they banned in China. Let's be real.
dull. Pigmentation is a classic sign for an endocrine imbalance.
Well, presumably that's the gynecologist, and he can tell. He can tell because her skin looks terrible. Like, so dull. I mean, get yourself some moisturizer, girl. Damn. But I mean, I'm already hooked, though. And there's a bunch of these different slop streaming apps that do these vertical shows, all of which are just different flavors of lobotomy. And a couple notes right out of the gate, if you do decide to download one of these vertical show streaming apps, which you shouldn't do, but if you do, just make sure you turn off notifications, because holy shit are they needy. Even the Duolingo owl is less clingy than Dream Short and Drama Box.
Time charts updated. Your favorites make it. Tap to see 20 top 20 dramas. Unlock 5+ episodes for free. Watch uncut drama. Or ignore.
Just below.
We were almost lovers until you locked me up for your first love and left me dying. What are we? And they're both pregnant in this drama. I can look at the title picture of this, the thumbnail. That's horrible.
Blowing me up with notifications.
I thought you were him, handpicked for you after losing her fiance, Silas, in a brutal gang war. Mafia princess Stella Moretti is shattered until she crosses paths with Milo. Fucked by my brother's rival? Immerse yourself in the latest hit series. What are these titles? Fucked by my brother's rival. I guess the brother got cucked here in this case. That's crazy. That's the greatest betrayal is not being cheated on. The greatest betrayal is your rival fucking your sister.
To check in and watch
That's crazy, by the way.
Pucked by my brother's rival. Yes, pucked by my brother's rival. Mom, can we watch Heated Rivalry? No, Timmy. We have Heated Rivalry at home. Also, this shit is not cheap. A subscription to these apps is like $20 a week, which I paid like a champ, so you better watch this video all the way to the end so I can print those YouTube tendies. But $80 a month for cinematic masterpieces such as After I Buy Sperm from a Billionaire and After I Gave Lost Billion.
After I buy what from a billionaire? After I gave a lost billionaire mouth to mouth. Were these AI generated? What am I getting myself into again?
Billionaire mouth to mouth. I don't even think that's English. Also, speaking of AI slop, a lot of these shows on these platforms are AI generated, which for $80 a month, dude, you could just generate your own show. You know, $80 a month plus boiling the ocean, but that's neither here nor there. Instead of watching the Rogue Alpha.
Guys, you need to realize, and I'm going to bash your skull in if you don't realize, that the argument AI uses water is a bad argument. You need to realize that this is a bad argument. It is even a bad argument to say AI is harming, harming the climate. Is a bad argument because there are a billion things worse than this. Stop using this argument. It's bad. Stop. Especially the water one. A single burger nukes more water than generating multiple pictures. A couple of hundred pictures with AI. Stop it. Get some help. Use proper arguments. This is not a good one.
And the Werewolf King on Dream Short.
In the corner.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. It's always the wolves. It's always women and from women and wolves. You know that one meme with like that woman crying, the dog, that wolf crying in the corner, right? And like that woman zipping up her pants and walking away. It's like the Bat Wolf and like the Red Hood girl, and it's like the Red Hood girl looked like she fucked the wolf anyways.
Watching as the two warriors circle me, trying to make me nervous.
She looks so tiny, Jackson. How long do you think it'll take to break her?
Well, I've already been broken and it's only been 10 seconds of this show. I didn't edit this at all, by the way. This is actually what this show looks like, and it's fucking horrific.
The two main people in front are the Beta and Gamma, guessing by their aura.
But anyway, we're not here for soulless Microsoft PowerPoint werewolf freak shows. We're here to speedrun Hippocratic Oath violations. Enter the gynecologist's office. The show starts out in a flashback with our main character Grace Bowen running into a church where her boyfriend, Blade Corvin, told her to meet him. Yes, his name is Blade Corvin. Grace assumes that he's going to propose to her at the church, but instead finds Blade making out with...
We get a rare occasion of a woman getting cucked, so I'll take what I can. That's crazy.
With her classmate, Sophie Kane. Now, this whole thing's a misunderstanding. Sophie went in for the kiss herself. Blade was not into it. And Sophie is also high-key a serial killer, as we'll find out later. But Grace runs away thinking that Blade actually likes this girl instead. And right out of the gate, none of this makes any sense whatsoever. Like, why is Grace wearing a wedding dress in this scene? It's very obvious that this entire scene was meant to be Blade marrying Grace, and then Grace walking in on her bridesmaid, making out with her to-be husband. But instead, they changed the story in the voiceover, and now it makes no sense whatsoever. And so 23 seconds in, and this movie is already gaslighting you, which is appropriate because they're trying to get you prepared for the next hour and a half. Fast forward 5 years, and Grace is headed to her appointment at the gynecologist.
Hi, doctor. I'm experiencing a bit of pain down there.
I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. This is horrible. This is horrific. And the music is already dangerous.
Dr. Corvin's one of the top gynecologists in the world.
Yes, not only did her ex-boyfriend apply to medical school, get in, graduate, and...
Yeah, bro just said, what? You know what? I didn't get to marry. I'm gonna become a gynecologist. That's what is happening. I'm becoming a gynecologist. Maybe that's the next path. That's the next step. That's the next step.
And become a doctor in the 5 years since she's seen him. But he is also one of the top gynecologists in the world. Reminder, it takes 4 years to get through medical school, and at least a couple years of residency after that. But apparently this guy is a prodigy. The coochie cure in
The cooch. What? That is crazy. The coochie cure. One touch of the cooch on the cooch, and she's just healed. He might even get you pregnant. Also, what the fuck?
demand around the world. Yeah, the sensual music zoomed in on his mask.
Yeah, this is not making it any better. This is not making it any better. Maybe I need to stop some people from sending me this shit. She looks terrified, not gonna lie. I am terrified.
Face is really something special.
I didn't expect you'd still be a virgin.
He said, damn, girl, you get no...
Bro, it's like, damn, bro, you get no bitches. No nights, question mark? This maiden is not getting any nights. Crazy.
play at all. We're in our late 20s now. I mean, you get no action whatsoever? Blade said no bitches? No bitches alert? I like how there
No bitches, question mark?
was no intake or paperwork either. She just walked straight to the doctor, whose office just appears to be an ER set that they had left over. Anyway, Grace runs out of there before getting a call from her sister saying that she needs Grace to cover for her for a class that's being guest lectured. Grace's sister, who is still in college, is calling her almost 30-year-old older sister to be like, I need you to cover me in a class so I don't lose attendance points. And Grace says yes. This honestly might be the most unrealistic part of the movie, and that's saying something. Anyway, Grace shows up, and guess who's the guest lecturer?
Here, sorry, I'm Anna.
Yeah, you're never achieving peace anymore. It's over. It's over. I'm not gonna watch a Chinese one because they're just short dramas. And we did watch a video about short dramas. They're horrendously ass and cringe.
Ballin'.
So not only is Blade a world-famous gynecologist, he also moonlights as a university professor, apparently teaching undergraduate gynecology 101, which we all know is a core requirement for any liberal arts degree. He then takes Grace on stage and does like a demonstration on her, revealing that she has abdomen pain again.
Ow!
So, she has an STD.
Bruh. Actually, she has an which is like interesting because she's a virgin, so she can't have an STD. That can't work. That can't work.
What the f is that beat drop?
An STD.
What kind of college students are these, man? A stomach ache? She must be a
She has an STD. Her personal life must be.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I did find the video about that old guy. He's where his pleasure, young and pretty ladies. Oh no. That's horrible. That's horrible.
Mess.
That's the vibe in Gynecology 101.
We should never equate women's
Tummy ache. Whore! That's crazy.
health with shame. Understood? Class dismissed.
Yes, my woke king. Yes, class dismissed. And then Grace and Blade talk, and he's like, yo, why'd you ghost me 5 years ago? Which would be a perfect time for him to explain the kiss with Sophie. But of course, if he did explain himself, then we wouldn't be able to get another 60 parts out of this movie. So, of course, that goes nowhere. And then the next day, or the next week, or the next year, I don't know, time isn't real in this universe, Grace is at her job as a real estate agent and gets fired immediately. Because once again, she has that stomach pain, which you're not allowed to have stomach aches in this world. And so she gets fired by her boss, Georeg Smith. They meant that.
She probably caught something nasty. No one's gonna want to buy.
They're literally saying tummy ache, whore. That's what it is. That's literally what it is. Tummy ache equals STDs. That's crazy. In this world, STDs are illegal.
From her now.
You're fired.
Look, I'm just saying, they really do not like people with stomach pain in this world. It's just, if you have a stomach pain, You must be a dirty, filthy, devious and you shouldn't be trusted or employed. But I don't know, maybe they're just setting up the sequel, Saved by the Alpha Gastroenterologist. Grace then
Maybe. Maybe, or maybe they know something we do not know about women. Hold up, I'm onto something here. They might be onto something. They might legit be onto something.
begs for her job, saying she'll be homeless without it, to which G-Reg says, fine, then you need to sell this $30 million house right now, which is impossible. How is she going to do that? Is the client with $30 million just going to walk through the door right there?
30 million. I'll take it.
Dude, how much does being a gynecologist fucking pay? $30 million house. That's a layup for this guy. Dr. Blade Corvin. Not only is he the LeBron.
Bro comes in, 30 million, I take it? Okay, that's crazy. I feel like I feel like he's working somewhere else in a different business. Yeah, I just can't put my finger on it.
James of gynecology, but he also sees 900 patients a day, I would assume.
Can you even afford this property?
It's just down payment. The rest is mortgage.
Are you serious? It's a $30,000 monthly payment.
And that is why you will be my roommate.
Oh yeah, so sexy. Don't worry, girl. I just put us $30 million in debt. This is his.
Okay, kiddos. Okay. Average salaries often exceeding $300,000 annually in the US, between $277,000 and $367,000 range. And mind you, I mean, he could probably afford it, honestly. It's just like he'd have to probably, like, not that early into his career, but it might work. Depending. It might work.
Plan to win the girl of his dreams back by putting her in a generational financial hole. You're gonna be my roommate now to help me pay this shit off, girl. And I did it for you. And sorry for continuing to be the plot hole police here, but also a $30 million house would not be a $30,000 mortgage. The payment on that shit would be more like $150,000 a month. But math doesn't.
Now it's no longer possible. Who scripted this? Satan himself.
Matter when you have the power of love and the ability to sensually apply an antifungal cream.
I'm a gynecologist, okay?
Yeah, nah, I'm shutting off the stream. What the fuck? That is crazy. That is crazy. Maybe I need to start being like this. Maybe I get girls. Maybe I need to start being like this.
Okay, and I think this was the scene where I physically started to have a stroke and just like blacked out for a little bit because my notes start to look like the walls of a 1950s mental hospital for a little bit after this.
Grace, you slept with your client yet? It's only one night. How hard can it be?
What the f, G-Reg? Where did you learn this kind of professionalism, man? Gynecology school? G-Reg then fires Grace again for not being willing to personally sign this mortgage and become a medieval concubine to her ex-boyfriend, but then a new face walks in. Enter Kevin Cohen, Grace's, for some reason, ultra-wealthy German stepbrother. So Kevin walks in and
no. We are not getting stepbrother love, are we? We're not getting help, stepbro. I'm stuck. Are we? Oh no.
Announces that he bought the real estate agency that Grace works at. To which G-Reg is like, great news, sir. We were actually about to make you a lot of money by out your sister. Oh, and also Kevin definitely wants Grace.
I didn't tell you anything, just to see that look on your face. My little sister.
Jail. I want
Jail. He's German. Maybe you can be the step bro. No! I will not poke at Krokorok. Bro, I read that name and I was Andrei Tarkovsky? Krokorok? Motherfucker. That's crazy. He's German. This bitch be German. This bitch is German. You look just like the new guy I would commit crimes. You are ending early. I want to see you to see my video. Yeah. Don't worry. I've got you. If I were to look like that guy, if I looked like that, if I would kill to look like this dude. I would kill to look like him.
Wanted to see that look on your face, my beautiful sister. That's what a German accent says.
I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. Why did you do this? I'm no longer a fan, Mark. I'm no longer a fan. Sorry.
Sounds like, by the way. Then Kevin and Blade have a pissing match, but Grace leaves with Blade. Blade is clearly jealous over Kevin, but Grace doesn't explain that Kevin's just her stepbrother, because again, we have 50 parts to go. Then they start getting smoochy until Blade gets a call from Sophie, the girl who kissed him 5 years ago in that church. Also, Grace and Blade are now officially roommates in this house that they'll be paying off for 4 lifetimes. But Blade still isn't satisfied unless he can also still be her gynecologist, to the point that he lines up a bunch of other gynecologists that work in his hospital, who are all male and more importantly, unfuckable, to basically be like, see Grace, who do you really want to be your gynecologist now? One of these ugly freaks? Or me, Blade Corvin?
Don't you people have any female doctors?
Yeah, I was just wondering that too. Is there not a single female gynecologist?
No, they can't. They can't have that because then they can't point out how hot the other guy is. That doesn't make sense. At least you don't have that German accent. I'm very happy about that. With that logic, you look more like the Austrian painter. The Austrian painter might be a model in comparison, actually, depending. People who get bitches are players. Yep, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
In this building. Well, apparently there is exactly one, and she rushes in and grabs Grace's goods like she's Donald Trump in 2016.
You should better get your hands out of another woman's vagina.
Okay, so.
That's great. That is insane, dude. Bro, that's wild. That's wild. That's wild. That's a wild one. That's crazy. I should keep that one around. I should keep that one around.
So hold on. So the female gynecologist, villain reveal, is actually Sophie, that girl who kissed Blade 5 years ago, who was also Grace's classmate. And she is also apparently Blade's fiance, and is also shocked to find out that her gynecologist fiance does gynecology exams. Take a shot every time I say gynecology, by the way. Anyway, Grace slaps both of them and leaves. Into the arms of Kevin, of course, who is
based Grace, honestly. Based Grace. She's definitely gonna make out with this dude, by the way, 100%. Definitely. 100%. They're making out. Yeah, I have no interest in studying World War III. Somebody else can. I'd have no issue with that. No, who's my crush? The air, nothing. Same. I'm actively trying to avoid falling in love, so no biggie.
Creepily hanging out in the bushes outside the hospital. And then double reveal, Sophie actually isn't Blade's fiance. She's just making that up. Because again, she's a serial killer.
I never was or will be your fiance. All right, you broke hospital rules today, and I'm reporting you.
Yeah, I don't know if she broke hospital rules so much as she committed violent assault. But okay. But Sophie still has feelings for Blade, clearly. And even though she's not actually his fiance, she's manifesting. Manifesting so hard, in fact, that she decides the only rational course of action is to f***ing kill Grace. Oh, my bad. She's not just gonna kill her, she's...
Oh. Well, that's rationally the only thing she can do, right? If nothing helps, just remove the rivalry entirely, right? Just remove her entirely. That just works. He's always wearing formals. Yeah, he is.
She's also gonna steal her uterus.
Once I take this uterus...
Okay, we got crazy going on. We got crazy women going on. Would. Definitely would.
We will see how you keep seducing my fiance.
And she also has evil henchwomen nurses to help her.
Let me go.
And also the tool she's gonna use to commit the murder is a plastic knife from the cafeteria with ketchup smeared.
That's a plastic knife, yeah? And it has ketchup on it. That's interesting.
Smeared all over it. Oh no, not disposable cutlery. There's only one thing Grace fears more than death, and that's single-use plastics. My environmental queen.
Stop!
Yay, Blade saves the day again. And we are now officially a third of the way through this movie. And then Kevin shows up at the hospital, and he and Blade...
A third? A third? Wait, this is a third. There's 2/3 missing. This is a third. This is a third. That's horrible.
get into another pissing contest over who likes Grace more. I don't understand these like Looney Tunes ass sound effects too. I'm not adding these. This is how this is edited.
She won't eat yours either.
Anyway, then Sophie tries to kill Grace again because...
Well, I'm throwing yours away. Fine, then I'm throwing yours away too. Hey, just pull out your cocks, and she just picks the bigger one. Problem solved. That's literally all you have to do, probably.
For some reason, Sophie is still at the hospital and not in a prison cell. And then Grace and Blade make out because that hospital lighting plus the feeling of almost getting murdered twice in a row in a day by your ex-boyfriend's insane fake fiance is what really sets the mood. And then Sophie's father, who owns the hospital and who's also not Russian at all, even though Sophie speaks in a Russian accent, shows up and is like, don't worry, I'm gonna take care of my daughter. You'll never have to see from her again.
Why should I apologize?
Why should I apologize? Slaps.
Mother passed when she was very young.
Oh, I mean, you know, her mother passed when she was very young. Listen, it's a known thing that happens. She grew up without a mom, therefore she likes committing homicide. Like a lot. It's a common issue. We're working through it as a family.
Ovarian function can sometimes improve with regular
sexual activity.
This guy needs to lose his medical license and be...
Ah, yes. I'm gonna improve your bottom health by fucking. That's rough. Sadly, you put that in that perspective. You said that right now of this scene. Sad. That might end up being very rough. You are right.
Be arrested because Blade convinces his virgin ex-girlfriend / roommate to sleep with him because he tells her it's good for ovarian function. Let me remind you, this is a romance movie and this guy is the protagonist, or like the guy you're supposed to be rooting for. And then of course Kevin calls, which disturbs this lustful conversation about ovarian function.
Grace? Hang up the phone now. Good girl.
Jail. And then we
I've decided. I'm ending it all.
go to Kevin's POV from the executive cuck chair.
Grace, what's going on?
Hang up the phone.
Grace, talk to me.
Yeah, just straight up not having a good time. Then Blade lathers himself up in oil for no reason, and then Kevin shows up the
Bro just oiled up. What, bro? Just oiled up. Oil up, little bro.
house for another pissing contest. And once again, Grace is like, listen, you scrawny, frosted tips, German little bitch. I picked the creepy gynecologist who has no sense of medical ethics and a killer clown stalker fake fiance because I love him.
He bought this $30 million beautiful mansion to help me keep my job.
Well, again, Grace, he didn't really buy you the house. You bought the house, too. He pressured you into signing a mortgage for this thing, and now you're both in debt, which is not the same as buying you a house. And also, you didn't even need to sign this or do this, because also now your stepbrother owns the company you work for, so obviously...
True. Your stepbro. You should have picked the stepbro. Still a little weird, but, like, the other guy's creepy. And he's trying to mog him. Why does he have such a long neck? Hello, Shine Duck. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. I made new words. Oh boy.
He would not have made you do this if you didn't want to do it. Now that I think of it, I might have had 2 strokes watching this movie. Anyway, the next day, Blade proposes to Grace, which, wow, this relationship is moving fast.
Will you marry me?
You sure about that?
And then they have a nice romantic dinner at home where Blade gives Grace her engagement gift.
Blade, this is a Black card.
Mm-hmm.
This thing has like tens of millions of dollars on it.
Okay, so once again, that's not how a credit card works. I love how every gift from Blade is just more debt. Thank you, Blade. Thank you for this $30 million mortgage. And now this credit card that has apparently a $10 million line of credit on it. Like, Blade, you know you have to pay that stuff back, man, right? Like, dude, why do you even work at the hospital anymore? You unlocked the infinite money glitch called taking out loans.
He's just like, here, money. He's just like, here, money. So, after the black card, is he gonna give her his BWC? I'm just asking at this point.
And then the next day they go to a tasting for food for their wedding, which again, this is really moving fast. But guess who shows up?
Women like you don't deserve a man like Blade. A man used to steak and champagne doesn't settle for some drive-through crap, right?
Can you guys just like get like a restraining order?
I mean, she isn't wrong. Again, this is what China banned. You ever see it, tens of millions of dollars with less excitement than that? True. Black, white? No. Big white. So yeah, for one. And then also, this is what they banned. Remember, guys, this is what they banned in China.
Or just call the police, like all of them. Because in the very next scene, Blade goes to a work conference in a different city, hopefully a summit on professionalism in medicine, and Sophie is waiting for him in his hotel room in a sexy nurse costume.
What are you doing here?
What is she doing there?
It is a conference, isn't it?
Of course, I'm here to conference with you.
Now look, at this point, I'm actually rooting for Sophie. You have to respect dedication and grit. This is a woman who is fearless, who is a go-getter. She has recruited nurses to help her.
She's a yandere. She sounds exactly like my type. She is exactly my type. I see no issue. Fuck Grace. Not literally. Sophie's right there.
Commit murder. She has tracked the man of her dreams to a different city, down to his hotel room, and gotten into the room before even he did. This is a woman who knows what she wants and is unapologetic. And I support that.
I know I should trust him, but it still hurts.
Yeah, Grace, I'm glad that you trust your fiance to not sleep with the killer clown who creeped into his hotel room. Like, no need to call the police whatsoever. You just saw your fiance get surprise attacked in his hotel room. But really, the only question here is if you can trust Blade to not be like, I'm really into murdering sociopaths. Anyway, Grace turns out to be pregnant, and then we go straight to an engagement party the next day, which appears to be in the
she's pregnant. Crazy. Slap the nurse? No, plap the nurse. You don't understand. Hercules the Emperor, then I'll go to Chaos Gods, specifically Corin. Bro, you already look like Nurgle. You might as well go to him.
conference room of a Ramada Inn, which makes sense. I mean, this bride and groom to be is now in more debt than the United States government, so they're gonna have to tighten their belt somewhere. So this is what we get, a Party City clearance aisle engagement party.
He's the #1 catch in town, hot, wealthy, talented.
Whoever marries him must have ended a war in a past life.
How do you get invited to an engagement party and not know who the bride is?
How do you know? Also, yeah, it's literally right there. And also, like, since when are we inviting strangers to, like, wedding parties? That's interesting.
Like, who invited these people? And then Sabrina, who you might remember as the other evil realtor, does the whole, like, speak now or forever hold your tea, even though this is not a wedding again, so, okay.
Hey, everyone! Look at this woman. She's promiscuous and got no morals.
Oh my god, she's been exposed for hugging both her fiance and her stepbrother. Now, granted, Kevin has been acting a little weird this whole movie, which we are now putting in air quotes, but we're gonna need more evidence than just a hug, Sabrina.
Kevin isn't just Grace's boss. He's also her stepbrother, and besides being a step-siblings, they are engaged in incest and got her pregnant.
That's crazy. Ha ha ha. That's insane. No, she needed a wake-up slap? Nah. She needs a wake-up clap. Moving on. I said what I said. You're not fixing me. and she can ruin me.
Okay, so apparently Sophie somehow caught an invite to this thing. So basically in this scene, it's a Sabrina Sophie setup where they're accusing Grace of being pregnant with Kevin's child. And you know, obviously nobody is buying these unfounded allegations, especially not Grace's own family and friends.
Holy shit, she's a two-timing cheater. She's a straight-up whore.
Oh, okay, never mind. They are definitely buying this. This is not so much a court of law as it is a modern Salem witch trials, and people are grabbing their pitchforks. And then Kevin and Blade do some of the worst fake fighting against random security guards who I don't even know whose side these people are on. And then Sophie grabs Grace and is like, listen, all of these hospital bigwigs are here. You're gonna get on stage and admit you deduced these two guys, or this scandal is gonna ruin Blade's career. Admit you deduced him, harlot. Only a Jezebel would use the inference of particular instances by reference to a general law or principle. And so Grace gets on stage to make this fake confession, and people are like throwing cake and champagne at her.
Sophie really did a favor for the people with this one.
This was this actress's dream role when she showed up in Hollywood.
I'm just like, did these people actually get paid for this? Probably, right? They probably got paid for this. That's the worst part. They might probably also made a decent buck. Could you imagine that?
Obviously. Just the way she goes with this one?
But with this one.
With this one.
If these sluts aren't exposed, who knows whose husband she'll be sleeping with?
And then Grace lies and said she seduced Dr. Corvin, blah, 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 blah.
So it's confirmed. She's a slut.
Again, I did not edit that. That zoom in and sound effect is in this movie.
So it's confirmed. She's a slut.
It's confirmed. She's
How dare she ruin such a perfect golden couple like Dr. Corvin and Sophie? This woman must be canceled.
Yeah, there's also a reporter at this engagement.
This woman must be canceled. What, is he gonna go on Twitter? If they didn't get paid, it will be ridiculous. Like, no amount, like, you needed to pay me a lot of money to do this, honestly. I wouldn't do this otherwise.
Party. This engagement party is open to the press, who covers religiously the engagements of real estate agents and gynecologists at the La Quinta Inn.
Oh my god, that skank! This is beyond shameless. This is criminal.
Yeah, her name is Grace Bowen, and we're gonna blast this scandal to the ends of the earth, especially to your friends and family.
I swear to God, this scene goes on for like 2 minutes. Just a room full of extras finding every synonym for in the English language, which I get it. This is probably where like 90% of the budget for this movie went, was in hiring these 7 extras. So get your money's worth, guys. But of course, Kevin and Blade dramatically walk back into the room, presumably after John Wick style murdering all these security guards outside. And they sternly set the record straight.
For the record, I don't understand why some women find joy in tearing other women down.
Yes, dude, my king again.
I mean, yeah. Yeah. I question that as well. But then, I have the answer to this. Nobody hates women more than other women. Enough said. This woman got to be cancelled. Oh boy, what happened to the language?
Why do some women just love tearing other women down? My queens, why attempt murder and frame people for incest when sisterhood is an option?
Yes, I love my stepsister. But not like that.
I can't do this. I can't do this.
Seems like Sophie.
Yes, I love my stepsister. But not like that. Crazy.
Sophie's making up stories out of pettiness because she's obsessed with Dr. Corvin.
Great audio quality on this, guys. Really good. I mean, I love the way that this sounds like it was recorded with a potato.
Out of pettiness because she's obsessed with Dr. Corvin.
And then the police finally show up and just take Blade's word for everything and basically arrest everybody except for the weird f***ed up menage a trois on stage. At which point Blade is like, let's just tie the knot right here. You have cake smeared all over you, you're pregnant, and apparently everybody in your life who
he can lick it off for the wedding night. Don't worry, he can lick it off. Like, it's just like extra taste for her. She's just extra tasty that night. If you know, you know.
Showed up to this party hates you, but you know, your cuck stepbrother is here, so let's just tie the knot right here. And honestly, I couldn't agree more. Like, just wrap it up. Why is there still 5 episodes after this? Well, because Grace still has to push this baby out. And apparently it's time for some wacky brother-in-law dialogue hijinks.
Hey, oh my God, just save the mother, please.
Shut up. Okay, no one is dying. We're about to administer the epidural.
Fine. I'll allow it. 3 minutes left in this thing, and I finally cracked a smile.
Milk tea, burger.
Milk tea. Bro, he's getting diabolically cucked. That's crazy. And he's like, yeah. So bro helped his wife push out his baby. Interesting.
And her favorite chips.
You think she wants a burger while she's pushing a human out of her vagina?
It was more like a smirk, even. And then we get a scene of Grace and Blade pawning off their clearly fake baby to Kevin, who has truly been reduced to a husk of a man at this point. And with Kevin watching the kid, Blade takes Grace back to their old college, where they make out in the hallway for old time's sake. And the end.
That was one of the worst videos I've ever watched. I think I need to put a certain viewer on probation at this point for these videos.
Wow. What an experience. And I remember feeling after watching this love letter to the arts, that this might be the best $20 I've ever spent. And that feeling is still with me right now. That feeling, along with a general sense of malaise and seething anger, but we're just gonna push those two down. But anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you learned a lot, because I sure did. And
I didn't, and I don't want to learn more. Just to summarize, right? So to summarize, okay? Just to fully summarize, microdramas need to end, because that's what it is. It's just a microdrama. That's it, and it's horrible. It's horrible. Whoever wrote the script, the devil himself. We need to start praying for these poor individuals. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyways, like, comment, and subscribe, and don't star in these movies. Thank you.